Tubal-Cain becomes the gatekeeper of those who need instruction in brass and iron. Jubal becomes the gatekeeper of those who need to be taught instrumentation. Jabal becomes the gatekeeper of those who need to be taught construction and livestock rearing. This wasn't there at Eden. But when Cain has forged this new system, the net result is these people are relatives, but each one of them is becoming a gatekeeper of a certain domain. He's becoming the monopolizer, the controller. Yes, they are related, but their relationship now is not going to be just congenial. Yes, they are related. Jubal, Jabal, Tubal-Cain, Nana are all children of Lamech. All of them are related. But you can be sure for one to get something from the other, there needs to be a transaction. And therefore, the free flow of interaction just because of relationship sake is gone. And now what we have here is a case where the relationships become transactional. Let that sink in for a minute, and you know I'm saying this truth. You know that your colleagues in the office, whom you're bending over to try and please, at the expense of fidelity to God, the ones for whose sake you are toying with means you shouldn't be with on the company's WhatsApp group, the ones for whose sake during the end of year party you want to take some diluted wine so that you get into their favor, the ones for whom's sake during the team building you want to indulge in some extra things that will win their favor. You know them, but you also do know that when push will come to shove, you've seen it with them before, and you know you can tell it will happen again, that their relationships are transactional. They are using you to get to the next level, and when your usefulness is done, so are you. You know that boss who's pressing you for an illicit relationship in exchange for promotion will do it with the next in turn. You know that guy as an entrepreneur, that guy who's asking for a kickback so that he will give you the tender, the day stuff will be revealed, they will throw you under the bus and they will walk scot-free. You know that jungle you're trying to become king of, the relationships in there, because they are forged outside of Christ, they are but transactional. So much for looking for justice. Cain ends up in a situation where outside of God, the people are no longer interacting for people's sake, but they are interacting with a mindset of what is in it for me. Number one, the identities they form are fragile. Number two, the relationships they form are transactional. And friends, you know what I mean. You know, those dark days when they come, it is not those transactional relationships that you will be looking for. You want something deep. You want something meaningful. You want something that will transport you away from the fleeting hope this world can produce and give you something that is solid. And you know the transactional relationships you are now forming won't cut it. And the question is, why are you forming it? So number one, the identities are fragile. Number two, the relationships are transactional. So transactional are they that Lamech calls his wives and tells them, I have killed somebody because he wounded me, and I've killed another one because he offended me. So transactional are the relationship of life became so fickle in their eyes. I feel to even expound that is to insult your intelligence. But I ask you again in love, associates, are we investing in relationships that will count, or merely in relationships that are transactional? And thirdly, Cain and his generation, after walking away from the presence of the Lord in pursuit of justice, in pursuit of identity, and in pursuit of freedom, after we realize their identities are fragile, their relationships are transactional,